Diva Speaks Relationships podcast is the hottest, grown, and sexy relationship conversation piece out of the Queen City. No relationship matter is off limits. Sex, marriage, love, betrayal, dating, side pieces, adultery, religion, and finances are all a part of the discussion because your relationship matters. Now, here's your host, the Diva, Angela Porto-Real.
Welcome to Diva Speaks Relationships. I am your hostess, Angela Porto-Real. I am the diva of Diva Speaks Relationships, and I am so excited to connect with you on this very chill and relaxing Monday afternoon. I hope all is well with you guys. I know that we all are experiencing some very rough times with what's going on in the world in terms of the pandemic, the unemployment rate, and definitely dealing with the police brutality and racism here in America. But I just want to take this opportunity to encourage you guys to stay the course. Be encouraged, and let's stay safe. Let's stay safe. Stay safe by any means necessary. So, I'm so excited to be talking to you guys today. I know that I took a bit of a break. I went home for about a week, did some recalibrating and connected and fellowshipped with some of my loved ones. And I've been building content and trying to come up with different ideas for the show, not necessarily going in a different direction, but definitely topics that would pique your interest. So thank you for staying the course with me and continuing this journey. I really do appreciate your support. So I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you. And for those of you who have not had an opportunity to follow me on social media, would you do so today? Could today be that magic day that you follow me on Instagram? My Instagram handle is Diva Speaks, _ official. Again, my Instagram handle is Diva Speaks, _ official. You can also find me on Facebook if you type in the words or in the search field, True Diva Speaks. It will bring you to my Facebook page. I also have a brand new website, guys. My website address is diva-speaks-official.com. Again, the brand new website is diva-speaks-official.com. And you can listen to Diva Speaks Relationships podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Please tell a friend or a family member or a coworker about Diva Speaks Relationships. And I want to consider my show somewhat of a movement, a relationship movement, If you should have any concerns or questions or want to email me personally, my email address is divaspeaksofficial@gmail.com. Once again, you can send me or shout out to me at my email address, which is divaspeaksofficial.com. Or if you can find me on one of my social media platforms, you also have that option of utilizing the inbox and sending me a message. So, guys, I want to talk about what's on my mind. I want to talk about what's on my mind. And today, the show is about denying me. Will you continue to deny me? Now, I know sometimes when we speak about denying a person in relationships, it could go a bunch of different ways, denying that you're in a relationship with someone, hiding the relationship, or, things of that nature. But this conversation is not about that. Today I'm going to talk to you about denying your woman sex, physical intimacy. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. Allowing your woman to walk around in this world sexually unfulfilled, lonely, and unloved. So many times over the years, when we have the conversation about denying or withholding or even rationing sex in a relationship, the conversation seems to be geared towards the woman withholding sex, right? It's always the woman's responsibility to be open, ready, and available for her man, no matter what. But today's conversation, I'm going to flip it. You heard me. I'm going to flip it because, remember, Diva Speaks is a relationship podcast, but from a woman's perspective. So ladies, today I'm going to be pointing the finger at the men. Now, when we talk about a man denying you of sex, physical intimacy, conversation, disconnecting from you, the short answer of all of that is that no matter where you are in your relationship, what troubles may be visiting your relationship at the time, there should always be some reasonable effort made to make sure that you are sexually fulfilled and satisfied. That's first and foremost. I want to acknowledge that even the best of relationships go through ups and downs. You have your good times, you have your bad times. You have times where the two of you, are vibing and connecting and everything is cohesive and, you are in a really good place. But as life would have it, and as life happens, bad times do come. Storms do come. And even with the best of efforts and intentions, sometimes those issues and problems don't easily get resolved. In an ideal world, you would want them to be resolved as quickly as they came, but there are times when the two of you are disconnected and both of you feel like, you are right in a situation. And then before you know it, trouble has lasted longer in your relationship than it should have. And the two of you continue not to see eye to eye. So I want to talk about when you're in a storm and your man isn't meeting your needs. Because regardless as to how bad the issue or the problem is, it is my position that the man still has a responsibility. You have a responsibility to take care of your woman's needs sexually. You do. There's no running away from that whatsoever. And just because problems are there does not take away her desire to be sexually satisfied. It shouldn't take away yours either. And you always need to keep that in the forefront of your mind. I think sometimes that men get caught up in, or they forget, or they probably don't even think about it. Well, my woman wants to be pleased as well, no matter what the issues are, no matter what we got going on. If she's used to being loved up and rubbed down, her body does not stop craving what I've been giving her, right? And if that has never crossed your mind, I'm so glad that you are under the sound of my voice for this particular episode. You need to know that. There is a level of importance that men need to understand, as well as women, of staying connected during the turbulent times. Of all the issues or problems you may be going through, the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, and you may be in the valley right now, you definitely don't want to compound the problem with adding something else into the equation that could take you in a direction you cannot bounce back from, which is leaving your woman sexually frustrated and lonely out here in these streets because the two of you are in a bad place. Don't let the bad place escalate. I believe in, whether good times or bad times, that you should always check in with your partner, right? Even when times are good. Babe, are you okay? How is this going? How is that going? Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything, I've done or anything I could do to help you in whatever areas of your life that you want to check in with your partner? When things are tough, you really need to do that, men. You really need to, despite everything else that's going on, you better check in with your woman and make sure that her needs are being met and allowing her to meet and fulfill your needs. It's very important. One thing that you don't want to linger is to have your woman out here sexually frustrated because the two of you are in a bad place. That invites trouble into your relationship to further compound a problem that you haven't even reached a resolution on, right? Because if the conversation was reversed, we would be having this conversation and speaking to a woman about staying connected with her man and making sure that he is good despite everything else. Men, you need not forget that no matter what, she can be mad at you and still crave your touch. Especially if it's been an extended amount of time that the two of you are having some issues. Depriving, this is the way I like to look at it. Depriving your woman of sexual fulfillment is definitely gross negligence on your part. Are you being negligent to your woman? Are you being so stubborn right now in your quest to be right and to get your point across that you're leaving other important areas of your relationship untouched, including her? Is it that important for you to be right, to win, that you're going to let everything else about this woman go unfulfilled? That's the question that's on the table right now. And here's my thing. What delusional expectations of a woman does a man have when you give your woman the silent treatment? Okay, so you're not talking to her. You're giving her the silent treatment. The two of you are at odds. And you're not checking in with her to make sure that she's being loved up. What delusions are you having? I mean, Are you expecting the woman to put her pussy in her back pocket and simply forget she has one until you come around? Or do you expect her to put her pussy on a shelf and let it collect dust until all is well, forgetting that she needs to be pleased by you? Are you unintentionally inviting trouble into an already troubled relationship? If she's used to being fulfilled and loved on and communicating with you, disconnecting from her and leaving her without your voice, without your touch, puts her in a state of loneliness and definitely sexually frustrated. Why are you denying your woman? Because if you continue this, if this is what is happening, are you indirectly telling your woman that you don't desire her anymore? Are you saying to your woman that you don't desire her sex? Her body, her scent, her love? Are you indirectly telling her that? Is that the message you want to communicate right now? Is that the message that you want to leave your woman with? Because now I'm only talking to people who are in relationships that may be experiencing turbulent times. The people who can acknowledge that they are still in love, but times are bad. It is what it is. That's who I'm talking to. So if the pussy was good all this time until you hit a wall, and you aren't reaching out, you aren't making sure she's good, you know what that woman's going to think? That woman may start thinking, well, where and how are you getting your needs met? What's going on with you that you aren't desiring me? Is it not good for you anymore? Do I not cross your mind? Do you not think about my pussy? Like, not to be vulgar, but this is a very adult conversation and show. Do you want your woman to have those thoughts cross her mind because you're being a donkey or you're being stubborn right now? You know, relationships are work, guys. Relationships are work. And I feel that this conversation is needed because so many times, especially and I don't want to go there, but I'm going there, especially in the body of Christ, on social media, through me growing up listening to the elders in my community and in my family, the onus is always on the woman. The burden is always on our backs and our shoulders as women, right? To hold everything together, to be the backbone, to be strong, keep the family together, all of this stuff. Well, you know what? That's all fine and dandy, but you can't always be the one putting forth all the efforts and making sure all the bases are covered. There comes a time when our needs need to be covered and met as well. Sometimes it is very important to bring awareness to the men to allow them to understand that, bruh, you got to check in with me and make sure I'm okay. Because if what you're telling me is that you can go and we can have these problems and you can totally disconnect from me and you're definitely aware that I'm not busting it wide open for somebody else, what is your problem? Where do you stand with your needs being met? Men, you have to be diligent and taking care of your responsibilities in the bedroom to your woman, whether times are good or whether times are bad and complicated. There's nothing like a good night of makeup sex or angry sex. Pick one, choose one, do one, please. Now, one thing I do want to say is that this is not about, this is definitely not about, saying that if you don't take care of your woman sexually, that other things are going to happen. However, if you keep it up for an indefinite amount of time or even a prolonged or extended amount of time, you do open up the doors for infidelity to definitely become an issue. This is not a show about cheating because I'm talking to responsible people, but I'm also talking to imperfect people. And if you still desire your woman as you always have, you need to be about your business. No woman should be left sexually frustrated or unfulfilled because the two of you are having problems. No woman should walk around. Do you want your woman to walk around as sexy and as beautiful as she is? Because you chose her, right? You chose her. Whatever attracted you to the woman that you are in the relationship with, whatever it was, she caught your eye. Do you really want a sexually frustrated, unfulfilled, horny-ass woman walking around here with sadness in her heart and in her eyes, feeling lonely, unloved, untouched? Don't allow problems that you're currently having to become bigger problems that you will continue to have, can't resolve, and then it be the end of you. A second ago I was talking about, just a second ago about this is not a show about if this doesn't happen, then this happens. This is not a show about cheating. And I also want to just put out there, this is not a show about rape either, because no is no, ladies. If your man does not want to touch you or does not want to have sex with you, make love to you, or fuck you. If he doesn't want to fuck you, okay, he doesn't. You can't take it from him, sis. No means no, even when a man says it. No is no. So I want to be clear about that. Every human being has the right to say no if they don't want to have sex with you. I need to be responsible and put that statement out there, okay? So if he is said no, then that's a whole nother show, and you probably need to revisit the relationship and see if that's something that you can continue to stay in. So, but anyway, this conversation is not about that. So again, this is not about rape. This is about consent, okay? And I was just thinking, growing up, I don't know about you guys, but growing up, I've heard of couples that, sleep in separate bedrooms. You hear of the couples that somehow or way or another, you find out they haven't touched each other in years. We've heard of them, right? We've heard of them. And you have to ask yourself, how does that happen, right? How do you get to a point where you're married to a person and there's no sexual intimacy and you're sleeping in separate bedrooms? Well, my friends, it starts somewhere. It starts somewhere. And then somewhere along the way, either one of them or the two of them abandoned hope. And they settled for being roommates in a sexless relationship. I don't know about you, but I definitely would never want to end up and be one of those people. I would never want to be in a relationship like that. So if you are currently experiencing troubled waters, if you are currently at odds with your man, men, if you are not seeing eye to eye with your woman, if you don't want to be one of these couples or see your relationship fall by the wayside, I suggest that you check in with your woman, your wife, your partner, whatever title she holds. You check in with her and you make it happen. Whether it's, baby, do I need to come over there and do a tune-up, or do I need to come home, you know what I'm saying, make love to you, or you feel like getting fucked tonight. Whatever or however you speak to each other, whatever turns her on, whatever gets the job done, I need you to step up to the plate and do it. Again, you have a responsibility to your relationship to make sure that all bases are covered. And if sex is not the issue or the reason that the two of you are fighting with each other, then you definitely need to make sure that you keep that area strong. You do. I told you at the beginning of the show that this episode is definitely for the ladies, from a woman's perspective. Because the emphasis has been on you men forever. You want to keep your woman happy, then you need to make sure that you are communicating with your woman. You talk to your woman. You speak to your woman. Please and thank you. And you make sure that Miss Kitty is getting stroked and she's purring. Never neglect Miss Kitty. If Miss Kitty has been your friend and the love of your life, take care of business. You can have a testimony in the end. What you have to remember is this too shall pass. It'll pass. You'll get through it. If you love each other enough, you can and you will. You'll get through it. And how wonderful it will be when you look back and you made it through it. All the makeup sex and the busting it wide open and the orgasms that the two of you can experience together to bring you even closer. Because sex is a very important part of your relationship. It should be. And if it isn't, continue to listen to Diva Speaks Relationships. You'll get there. I'll help you. Men, you can never underestimate your voice in a woman's life. You can never underestimate your ability to plug in to your woman and make a difference in her life. And when I say plug in, I'm not talking no freaking electronics. Use your imagination. Have you plugged into your woman lately despite all the hell that has parked itself in your relationship? Have you plugged in? Have you been able to hit the reset button sexually with your woman? Have you allowed your woman to feel your need for her? Does your woman know that you still crave Miss Kitty? Does your woman know that you still love her pussy? Does she? Are you so mad at your woman that you're forgetting to check in with her? Well, if you have, I've done you a favor. Tonight is your night to recalibrate. It is. Tonight is the night. Because it's not all about you, men, being denied sex. Women don't like to be denied or neglected either. Again, stop walking around with these delusional expectations of your women, thinking that just because things are bad between the two of you, that her pussy has stopped craving to be fulfilled. Shame on you. What a bad boy you are. What a bad boy you are. Take care of your woman, and in turn, she'll take care of you. You two can definitely restore whatever has been lost. You can restore. You can rebuild, especially the communication. And most importantly, the physical and sexual intimacy, because it is important. You know, one thing I do want to leave you with is the fact that physical intimacy is extremely important, and it should never be optional. Did you hear me? I'll say it again. Physical intimacy is extremely important, and it should never be optional. Plug into your woman. Let your woman know that you need her. And in turn, she'll let you know she needs you and she craves you. You know, one thing about a craving, cravings hit your body hard and rough. When a woman craves something, and I'm thinking back to both of my pregnancies with my children, when I craved the particular food, I freaking had to have it right then. And it was nothing more satisfying and delicious and fulfilling than to get that craving satisfied, to get it in my mouth, get it in my system, down my throat and into my body. It was such enjoyment and fulfillment to have that craving satisfied. It's nothing like it. I mean, it's almost like overwhelming when a craving hits you. Don't you dare stop thinking that a woman craving you automatically stops because the two of you are in a bad place. If your woman is still craving you, that's a good thing. Take advantage of it. Be open to expressing how much you crave her. Remember, your relationship is a very grown and sexy place and should be a safe place right now as well, with everything that we have going on in this world. Safe, grown, sexy, and definitely sexual. Whether she likes it hard and rough, soft and gentle, you need to check in with your woman and make sure she's good. Okay? Listen, I'm kind of on the fence whether I'm going to do a live show as a follow-up and circle back around to Denying Me. That's the name of the episode. Or Will You Continue to Deny Me? So I'm on the fence about that. But listen, if I do, I would love if you guys would definitely join the conversation and give me your feedback. I want to hear what you have to say. So, ladies, let's be very vocal and let's be very transparent with our men as to what we need and want. I don't care where you are in this stage of disconnect. It is important that you open up your mouth and you communicate with your man what you need in spite of. And men, it's equally important that you have ears to listen to what your woman has to say and be open and ready to fulfill her needs and cover all bases. It has been my pleasure to talk to you today. I hope that this show will help someone. I hope that this show will open someone's eyes. And I hope and I pray that any relationship that is going through right now, just remember, tough times don't last for long. You can make it. You can pull it back together. Things will be okay. Things will be okay. And if you love each other like you say you do, I know it'll be okay. You can work it out. You will work it out. Just don't continue to stay disconnected if this is you. Don't continue to do that. That's dangerous territories. Dangerous territories. Don't explore those. Reconnect, recalibrate, reset, rebuild, restore. Because, as I love to say, you deserve the love that you desire. Again, it has been my pleasure to talk with you today. And I hope that you tell a friend and some family members or some church members, whoever, whatever, I don't care. Spread the word about Diva Speaks Relationships. And until the next time, the Diva has spoken.
You've been listening to the Diva Speaks Relationships podcast, the hottest grown and sexy relation conversation piece out of the Queen City, hosted by the Diva and Gayla Porto Real. We hope you enjoyed the show. Follow us on Instagram at divaspeaks_official. Let's stay connected.
Diva Speaks Podcast is the premier relationship podcast that explicitly deals with relationship matters from a woman's point of view. No subject is off limits. Relationship challenges, sex, intimacy, dating, infidelity, finances, heartbreak, and situationships are all a part of the discussion. Your relationship matters.